What is earnest money? This is a topic I get asked a whole lot when working with clients in real estate. Earnest money is sort of like a security deposit. When you're going to lease a house or rent a house, most of the time the landlord will ask for a security deposit up front. It's similar to that, but it's a little bit different when it pertains to a mortgage transaction. So when you're going to actually purchase the house, the real estate agent will usually collect what's called earnest money. Earnest money protects the seller in the event that the buyer was to back out during that transaction process. Now, let's say if you're going through the process, you decide that you just don't want the house for any foreseen reason, then if you start to back out, that's when the seller usually can have the right to that earnest money. Now, on the flip side, your agent can put in the contracts what's called contingencies. Now, contingencies is basically something that will help you get that earnest money back if something was to happen based off that contingency. For an example, if you bought a house and then you made it contingent upon it appraising at or above the purchase price. And for this example, let's say the purchase price is $100,000 and the appraisal came back at $95,000. Well, you can sometimes negotiate and the seller will say, all right, I'll take $95,000 for it, and since that's what it appraised for. But in the event that the seller is not willing to negotiate, you can then say, all right, I want to back out of the contract because I'm not paying $5,000 over what the house is really worth, so I want to back out of the contract at this point. And then if you do back out, then you are actually entitled to that earnest money at that point, and you do get it refunded. Now, a buyer does, if everything in the contract has been fulfilled at closing time, they will get it refunded to them, or most of the time it goes towards anything that they owe. So if they owe any closing costs, it'll be applied towards that as a credit, or if they have a down payment, it'll be applied towards that as a credit. But they do get it back at closing time should the contract be fulfilled all the way throughout. Now, earnest money is also held either at the title company or the real estate firm, and it in their trust account. So it's a secure account that the buyers nor the sellers have access to, and it's typically dispersed, like I said, either at closing time or if something happens during the transaction according to the contract, then either the title company or the principal broker at that time makes the decision